we do the Excel.
Right.
You
Go
forgot
ahead, please.
Yes, that Excel over there is
Where is the
I can see some of them is not that
Let me show you
accurate.
that
I'm not.
Excel. This is the
Yes,
Excel
yes.
sir, you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, what was the problem?
So,
Let's go one by one. Yeah. So what type of
okay.
problem are you having, sir?
Yeah. So if we look at the date, if we look at the date on number 10, 8 p.m. For August 2021, and we look at the date over there on the date that we extract from the original file, is not the same.
Right, right, right.
11 or so, some of these. When I do it by myself, when I extract it, all the data are also completely different from what you had on column D2. I don't know what's going on and how can we
Okay.
fix
Do you
it.
want to share your screen, sir?
Yeah, it's okay. I can share, but I think it's enough that we have similar like you had. Let me
Okay.
share it.
Do you want me to showcase again how to basically, do these things?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me.
Yes, please, Ravindra ji.
Yeah, let me delete these things altogether.
Yeah, but the date wise, it was getting. I had many different issues. If you want,
Me
I can
too.
share. I can also share and show it to you because
Yes,
Jaya,
ma'am.
we both are also working.
Yeah, let's do it that way because that'll be a bit helpful. Let me make you, what you can say. Let me make you co-host as well.
Okay. Okay.
I made you co-host, ma'am. Could you please share
Okay.
your screen?
Yeah, sure.
This is the green
No problem. And everybody, please listen to Harini, ma'am. She's kind of a really great, Excel user. In our last batch, she joined, and we are continuing the next batch, right? So here we are trying to understand how she had, processed this Excel sheet. Please go ahead, ma'am. Yes, everybody, can you see? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Are you able to see the screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I tried with different data sets actually.
in some example.
This was the data set that was given by you.
Sure.
Was the data set. So let me start from the beginning, how I did it.
Please go ahead. See, as a person, as an artist, we have different way to address these things. There are, some students in our last to last batch, they tried on the original data to remove that underscore, to put the space and everything, and then they process this thing. Then it's much easier also. But the way I want to explain you, there are other ways as well. And Harini madam will guide us her ways now. Please go ahead, ma'am.
So the units have come. The next is this is what is happening. So I did Control E. So when I did the Control E, if
no,
you
I
see,
think you are sharing some different Excel sheet, ma'am. You have to share the Excel sheet where you're working on.
this is the Excel sheet that I'm working on. I did the cut and paste from your data set, the tip tricks from your Excel. Yes, I just took that data alone, the column A alone, I took it from your Excel and I had used my own Excel sheet.
Sure.
So, but this is from your Excel.
Right, the column A you're talking about, right?
The column A alone, I took it and I'm working in my own workbook.
Right.
So it came this way, but if I go and change my format to say short date, and then, so this is different. So if I change the odd or outlier, then it changed this way. But if you see, this is March 20th, but it is May. It has taken it as May. I do not understand why this problem is.
Which row you're talking about, ma'am?
It's not visible.
It's visible, ma'am.
It's visible.
Yes,
It's not
ma'am.
visible.
It's visible. We can see
Yeah,
your
it's visible.
Yeah. Which row you're talking about, madam?
18th row.
18th. There's no 18th row. There are only, you know, second to 11th row we can see, ma'am.
Yeah, Harini, we couldn't see the 18th row. We can able to see from first row
To
And
to
we can
11th
see
row.
the changes also. Nothing is like happening to the sheet.
You are not able to
You see
see.
the changes, yeah, you are doing,
Yeah.
we can't see those.
Okay, so you are. I reduced the size. Are you able to see now or no?
It's not reduced, ma'am. Could you please unshare and share again? Just go
Okay,
stop share.
I'll stop
Yeah,
sharing.
again share again. This happens sometime. It's a problem with this thing, Zoom.
Just go
Yes,
like
yeah. Now we can see 16 to 26th row. Yes,
You can see the 16 to 26th.
right.
Okay. In the let me increase the size so that everybody will be able to see.
Yes, ma'am.
I increased this. Are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
ముందుకెళ్ళు.
Okay. So 18th row, if you see this row, if you see this row, the date is 20th March 2022.
Right.
But it is 5/20/2022, it says.
That's the third row from the top. Could you go a bit up? Let me check out with my.
And this is also wrong. It is.
Yeah. Third, right?
Yes.
15th August. Okay. I don't know why I did that. It says 20th. Okay, third is 1st August. It says it's a 15th August. Okay. Okay, let's try to do it again. Could you do it again, ma'am?
I will. Yeah, I will.
That'll be great.
Erase
Yeah.
this.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
then I will take it from, what happens is that every
Sure.
time it gives me different, because this time I took it from the second row. I took it from the second row. See, now if you cut and paste, initially it was 2/15, which was February 15. It was February 15, 2021. But now when I cut and paste from here, the second row, it became August 15, 2021.
That's the right
That's
data.
the right way. That's
Right.
what I'm trying to say is every time it is different. It's coming different. That is my worry. See, this time everything is August now, 8. This is how every time I was getting different patterns, different times. And but when I try to change this, and it will become this is what the format, it keeps changing.
Okay, let me try again with mine.
Can I give you my Excel? I will right away. I will email you my Excel. Will you be able to? Because in fact, I was. Yeah, I. Will...
It's the same Excel which I'm working, right, ma'am?
Yes. It's the same data.
With mine, rather than emailing and everything. Anybody?
Harini,
Let's do it again. Yeah.
Harini, how did you do this? Like just copy paste and autofill, right?
Yeah, and copy paste and Control E, which is flash fill. Yes, or flash.
Okay.
Sir, actually, I tried in Windows operating system. So mine also different because I have only one issues, but that is also keep on changing. I don't know why. Sometimes it's come in correct manner. So next or third time I'm trying with the same process, it's not coming.
Okay. Could you show us, ma'am? I have made you. Could you show your working, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Please.
Can I stop sharing?
So you can start.
Yeah, sure. Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, madam.
Okay. So this is the data set I copied from yours. So
Right.
just half an hour before I tried this one, because the time is coming properly, but the date is not coming. See, I was trying to copy the 24th March 2022, but once it copied, it changed
Yeah,
24
it's
March
O2.
02.
Right,
But the
right, right.
same thing I tried here, but here it's coming properly. I don't know what is the sequence is going on.
Okay.
I will try one more time if you want.
Yeah, sure, please.
So first I'm copying the time.
Time,
That
right?
is 9 p.m. So
Right.
I'm pasting here.
Mm-hmm.
It's copied correctly. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do flash fill now. For
Control E.
flash fill, I'm using Control E.
That's right.
So almost the time is correct. The only thing is I need to change that underscore, right? For that,
Right.
I'm going to change here.
Control F replace.
So I'm selecting the cell and I'm
Okay.
removing the underscore and then I pressed tab. So automatically changed completely. So
Okay.
everything is perfect for the time, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
next I'm going to copy that date because once I copied the date, I can easily convert a date from a date, right? So for that purpose, I'm using that a date first. See now, sometimes it's coming. See now it's not coming, sir. See 24 March, 22. So
That's right.
just
Right.
I'm trying. Yeah. See the date is not coming properly.
Okay.
I don't know
15th
why.
August 21 came fine. 20 March 22 is not picked up. So was the problem with 20 March 22?
No, even if you see that 15th August, there is -01, which had taken from the which it had taken from the units.
Yeah, right, right. I can understand.
So again, I'm doing the same thing over here.
No, that's okay, ma'am. I can understand. Okay.
So because I tried this way because the first time it's not coming right, but the second time it's coming, sir. I don't know why. See, I did the same thing before. Okay, now it's not coming. Yeah, see the same thing I did it. But here it's coming 24th March 2022, right? So after that, it's everything coming perfectly. I couldn't change anything. But
No,
the
what
only
have you
concern
done?
is sometimes
What have you done extra, ma'am? How come that even units are coming?
units
So you've done
here,
something
sir.
different, right? It's basically reducing two columns. So what have you done different?
No, here I didn't do anything, sir. Just I copied and pasted. So everything is coming perfectly. See here, the unit, it's a correct one. It didn't change
Right, right,
anything.
right, right.
Only thing is date.
15 August 21, March 22, that's also okay. April, okay, okay, okay. Okay, now let me
Everything
explain
is
you.
okay.
This is one of the worst or what you can say cryptic corrupted type of data set which is have very least uniformity. Okay, now today let me show you again how to work on this the other way around, the simpler way. Okay, the other way is basically I'm going to show you a basically good formatted Excel sheet which I sent yesterday, right? Okay, now let me delete all those things and let me start working with the delete. Okay, now let me start working with find and replace kind of scenario. Now here what we have, the underscore is at a wrong place. Could you see? If you observe these things, right? And this is how the importance of observer we need to follow. So how better you can observe, how better you can understand from your eyes is the most important thing, and that should be the sequence one. Okay, so let me try out this one. So when I go here, I'll do Control F. Now find, and I have to find and replace. So here all the underscores need a space basically, be it underscore 5am, be it underscore kilowatt. So what I'll do, I'll put an underscore here, sorry, not plus, underscore here, and I'll give a space here. Could you see my, what you can say, the cursor have been shifted? Could you see
Yes.
this? Now this is a bit
Yes.
of, kind of micromanaging, or doing it with a bit of, more of a giving more importance to my observance. Again, this is depends on the first time you do the data conversion. Next time you'll get the same data, and next time you can just execute the best possible scenario, best possible step. Again, this is the learning curve, what we say when you join a job. So not every time you'll get different data set, you'll get similar data set, so you'll have similar problems. Once you understand how to kind of get rid of those problems, it's much easier way. Now why I'm showing you the second way, why I'm not showing you this the first time, because I want you to understand the importance of observance and importance of how to check out the needs, and there could be somebody from your team can help you better in case if you can't get it right in couple of times. And again, this is a Excel. We are talking about a really evolved data analytical tool, and this is not what you can say, you just click couple of buttons and get it done. No, this is Excel. Why we use Excel? We use Excel for such a complex data inputs, so that the intelligent software couldn't get the actual data extracted. That's why we use Excel. Are you getting what I'm trying to say here? So the more complexity, the more confusing data set you have for the inputs, you need to understand how to get it right. Might not be the first time, second time, the third time might be a charm. And this actually works on when you start working. So I want you to feel the challenges, and this is a normal scenario. There's nothing new we are talking about. What we are talking about how to get it working. And this is a kind of whatever the artistic or not so scientific method we're going to apply. Now you need to try and find out the best suitable way to get the correct data. Now, even if you look at these data, the days of weeks, whatever marked are not correct. Means if you look at 20 March 2022, it's not Thursday, it's some different day, and so on and so forth. So here, even the data is not very correct. I have chosen the worst example just to give you an idea. Don't believe whatever given to you. You need to do some more, asking, some more coordination to get the correct data as well. Sometimes the data which you get might not be the right for your problem. So understanding the relation between problem and data is really at the utmost important to start with. Otherwise, you might be working on the different Excel sheet, which might not be suitable to your problem. So whoever gives you these data, the Excel sheet, we need to make sure is the correct one. You might ask it, and don't feel like, how can I ask? Because you given the data. No, in terms of data analysis, we need to make sure this is what you got, what you need to work on. Otherwise, you'll waste your days or hours. Believe me, this is the scenario with all new data analysts, and that's why I'm insisting on try to understand in a progressive manner how to get the best relevant data for your work. And this is the additional need of the job. This is the additional scope of the job which we need to work on in terms of how can I get everything addressed in a progressive manner. Does that make sense? Could you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, this is a kind of extra, what you can say, steps you need to take to make sure whatever data you get is the best relevant data to your solution for your whatever business problem you're going to solve. Okay. Now let me do this way. Now I'll say replace all. Okay. Could you see that, change in my columns? Now I don't have a hello. Yes. Somebody want to say something? We are good, right? Now whenever you have these attached special character, the pattern find, or what you can say, control E, doesn't work really well with the Excel. If you do it this way, it really helps you out. Now what I need to check out, let's do one by one. First I'll say I'll take time, then I'll take date, and from that date I'll basically units, sorry. Now let me try to take the time. So how do I take the time? I'll copy these things. I'll copy 5am. Let's do that thing because 5am looks not so best, right? And I'll paste it here. Now I'll do Control E. Oh no, it's a problem. So okay, so I'll do it 9 p.m. Again, this is a bit of trial and error method. Whenever you're going to work out, you need to find out the best suitable way to retrieve your data. Retrieve your data. Now this is the perfect way. So my first row gives me the exact time whatever required. Now let's try for the date. Now here let me start with 24th March, or rather I'll start with 20 March because MAR is kind of not so correct date. So I'll start with the challenging scenario here. Okay, are you with me here? Anybody have any different understanding, any different anybody have any question for me at this moment?
Yeah, my worry is
Uh-huh.
how am I going to pick which record is safer for me to check? Because I assume there will be minimum 10,000 records. So if there are 10,000 records, I will not know. I will just make sure that I will as you said, take away the underscore or because those are the outliers. These are all the outliers things that I can remove. After removing it, whether it's a first record or the 10th record, I will just cut and paste, and that's how I will start I'll start flash filling, right? I wouldn't know which record is, because now that we have 12 or 14 records that we could work around, taking for one column, I'm taking from the first record. For the second column, I'm taking from the fourth record or fifth record. But I cannot do it when I have 10,000 or 100,000 records, right? That is my fear.
Madam, there are all kind of fears. And if you start, talking about fears, life is a bit difficult. Let's start about talking positive things, ma'am. Because,
Okay.
how I'm trying to address this thing is the difficult most problem we've taken first, and that's how we are trying to resolve to a good way. I'm normally playing in the first 3 or 4 rows only. Even if you have 10,000 or 10 million rows, God bless, you shouldn't get such problems. But normally, if you get, you should start with the first 4 or 5 rows, whatever you have. Otherwise, check with your colleague, check with your reporting officer. Hey, reporting officer, what do you think? I know these functionality. What do you suggest? Or could you please give me a couple of minutes to sort this out, because I know these functionality. You can go with with all the functionality name, whatever you just spoke with your reporting officer or the guy who gave you this data, and check with him. What do you use? What you used to do previously? He said, no, we haven't done this thing anything previously. So you mean to say we get such crooked data every time? Then he said, no, let me work on. Then he might go and try to check the source again. And then the source might give you better data, like we're going to try in our second example. Okay, this is the worst case scenario, but still I'll say within first 3 or 5 rows, try your best pick. Again, we can do it 4 or 5 times, right? It's not that big deal, even if you have so many records at your disposal. Okay, does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes.
Please don't look at it the worst way. Try to look at it the positive way. Again, why I'm starting with the worst way? Because we are learning here rather than working professionally. Even professionally working, I'm there for you, and we might try to sort out these things the best possible way, because this is a kind of experience matters. So whenever you have done this thing couple of times, you can get it done better day by day. And that's how we normally check it out. Like if you have some challenging problem, how to solve those problem. Let's say if you are a driver, if you're driving a car for 20 years, whenever you start a car and how the car sounds when you start the car, if the car has any problems or not. And this is kind of not the gut feeling. This is a kind because your overall mind or experience matches with the volume of the car and trying to find out a pattern. This we do unconsciously. They call it a logical mind, or I don't know. I can go talking about these mind and its responses, but these responses based on your experience, these responses based on how much you can practice day by day. And that's what I want to suggest. Please don't stop whatever Excel sheet I have given to you. search in the Google. You can search for data analytical practice Excel sheet, and you'll get 100 of such practice Excel sheet with the solution as well. Please try out a couple of them so that you'll get a hang of it. And believe me, the more you exert yourself, the more you practice yourself, the more confident you become. Believe me, and this is how we progress in our learnings. Okay, so please take it as a suggestion, but please keep open, as far as your mind and thought process. Don't think like I'll get the worst problem every time. There are problems like we're going to say, see in our next session, which we can solve with much ease, might be in a 10-15 minutes. Here we are taking quite longer time, and that's fine because we are doing it for the first time. Anybody have any question for me at this moment? Have you understood the process or how we can do it progressively?
Yes, I have a question. So,
Please answer.
most of the time, should we implement the method that you do this time or the previous class? Which one is more accurate?
This is a bit more better. Again, this is what you learn from Excel sheets, from the practice. So the more you practice, the more we can understand in a evolutionary or a gradual progression manner. Does that answer your
So,
question, sir? And I'll give you a
yes.
couple of Excel sheet. Don't worry. Means to start with, I'll show you how to search for such examples and how we can basically download such examples again and again. Okay, so that'll, you can practice me. What I really suggest, give at least an hour to practice on these things, to download an Excel sheet from Google, and try to get your hands on, try to get some practice on that. Okay, now let me do Control E here. Now see, now there are still, I'm getting days from the column, in a many column. So, which is not really correct, right? So this might not be the correct row. Okay, so I'll go to another row. In case of, let's say if this works. Oh, no, not one. So I believe this is the much better one, right? At least I got a better.
You left Z on the column 4.
Come again, sir.
Z. If you
Oh.
control Z, there you left the
Okay,
Z
okay.
on column C.
Oh, that's why it's giving problem. Let me try again this one then. Yeah, I am using a laptop right now because my desktop is giving some problem. So that's a kind of when you work on these smaller keyboards, you get this slip of finger or something like that. No, still I am having problem. So I think let's go ahead with the first one, and then we'll try to sort the problem in a different way. Okay, now here we got. Now what I'll do, I'll insert another column, and from this, right? Oh, it's a time. But why it's take time? It's a day, right? Yeah. Why it's converted to time? Oh, I think I have. Okay, and I'll insert a column here. And what I'll do, I'll try to extract the date out of this. So I'll have function called text, text, and here I'll have value of these things, format dd hyphen hyphen y. This is the date format as far as, this is the date format as far as Indian standard, but in North America we use dd y, and there's another, I think, text value format. Text was the error is trying to give me.
We need to give it in the double quote, sir.
Oh, right. So double quotes, enter. Now, is this a right format? Yes. Now I'll just try to drag it out. Oh, I'm still having a problem. This is the right one. No, this is also not right one. Oh man, now there are 9 August, right? Was the error? I really couldn't find the error. There are spacing, there are no dates. This is also okay. Now let me try to do it again. So I'll insert one more thing, and here let's go ahead with this. What's the problem with this March guy? When I do these things, is it came correctly? Yes. What's the problem with this guy? This guy has taken Monday also. Okay. Otherwise, if you go with the find and replace, now let's do one thing. I delete these things, and what I'll do, I'll delete the days here because these days are not correct. If you can, understand what I'm trying to say, so I'll say Control F. I'll replace the day with, all these day with a space. MON. What I can say, the capital and small doesn't matter. Monday, to replacement. THU, replace all, one replacement, FRIDAY, Friday, replace all, only one replacement, TUE, replace all, one replacement only, and there's a TUS as well. So I'll say replace all, and it says one replacement. Have I got written of all those things? Yes. Okay, now I'll close, and now let me try to do these things. Let me go ahead with the 24th March first. Oh, come on. Control C, Control V, Control E. Again, the same problem. And this guy is taking 2022. There's no space here. Okay. This is also not correct. Let's try with something different. Oh, come on. I'll delete this column only. Now here, let me try with this guy. Come on, still it's not working. Now I can use something like, last few digit here. If you can see, the last few digits are my date. So 11 hyphen 123 hyphen 22. Or here we have 4. So we have 7 July, right? Okay, but still. So for 3 or 5, I can basically use concatenation, or rather I'll use text truncation. So how do I find that thing out? In terms of help, okay, I'll go here, I'll say equal to, I'll use number of characters from a text. So what I want to use it, basically limit my character selections to a particular number of characters here. Okay, now I can go to, let me check out if it's text fire text before or text after. What is returns as text before delimiting characters. No, I don't want these things. But text, formula text is no next. No text, no. Each text, true or false. To represent, returns the representation of an array, splits into rows and columns, range of string using a delimiter, delimiting character. Again, delimiting character. Okay. Now The this concatenation is not concat, basically contains a list or range of texting. No, not integer. What is that? Concatenate. Join several texts. I don't want to join. I want to basically, okay, let me go to Google and find out first. Okay, so stop share. I'll start share. I'll go here. Okay, now I want to get a text, right? So I want to work on return return last, let's say 1 2 3 last 8 characters in Excel, and I'll say enter. How to extract first and last character from a string in Excel. Okay, so let me could you see my screen here? And oh, come on. Okay, it's left. Select a blank cell here. E3 cell here, except first 3 characters. I want to have last 3 characters. Okay, right, E13. So the function is right. Okay, so I'll go to my Excel again, which is this one, right? So I'll say equal to, oh, come on. Could you see my Excel? R-E, R-E, how do you, R-I-G-H-T, R-I-G-H-T, right? And I'll say text. So number of characters. So text, text is C2, comma, let's go ahead with 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So let's go ahead with the 12, and I'll press enter. No, 12 is not the right way. I want to have 11. So I'll say RIGHT, right. In the column, my text is this one, comma 11. Okay, now I got this date exactly, right? Now, if I do same here for all, let me check out what are the challenges I having. Okay, now there's a challenge in here. It says this is in a kind of text format. Same problem here. So in some places I need to check out, rather than 11, I need to give 9. I know, sorry, not 19, 9, enter. Now it's working fine. Here, same way, I need to give 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I believe 10, yeah, okay, 9. And then if I just scroll these things down, yes, and I'll scroll further down. So I'm getting this thing. Now these are the text. I need to convert it to a date. Okay, now how do I convert? Now I'm again going, if I don't remember these things, I'll go to Google and I'll try to search out which is the most easiest way to get this. Where is Google? Okay, which is the most easiest, come on. Okay, this okay, now CONVERT, convert text to date in Excel. Okay, so if I click here, enter date value. So date value is the function. I can copy it from here as well. I'll go back to my Excel. Now this is the kind of long way, but yes, you can do these things. Now here I'll delete these things, and for just one column we are having so many problems. Control C, date value, this thing, and just date text, and this thing I'll press enter. Oh man, it happens the other way around. Let me try out these things. For all, is giving me problems. So date value is not the correct function here. Okay, so okay, I think it's given me function convert text dates by using date value function, but that's what I want. But let me check out this way. Here, convert date store as a text to dates. Okay, so here in Windows, now again, this they say operating system dependent. So whenever you use these functions, they are operating system dependents, right? So where date value is the function. Let me go to the date value function, and then we have a date value, and we need to give the patterns like this. Okay, the worksheet contains date in a text format. So date is a date text, or rather okay, it says delimited. Okay, I have Excel version 2021, so that might be a problem, I believe. Okay, okay, so there are these challenges in date value function. So date value is not text to date in Excel, right? That's the right one. Okay, let me try date in a date in a convert date number into date in Excel. Okay, now this is let me check out here. Come on. So here, no, it's not that difficult, man. Oh, we have something on the ribbon. Let me check out. Come on here. Okay, if I select on this one now, if I can format it to format cell, and if I can go to the date, and if I format like this, I'll say okay. It's not working. No, this is a right one, but yeah, sorry. But let me try out this one. Format cell, date, and this format. Okay. Yeah, it's working, I believe. So here, if I say equal to this and press enter, why I'm doing equal to, because there is a formula here on this row, right? Now here, what I'll do, I'll apply these I'll reformat this cell, select format cell and this format, and say okay. So I'm still having this problem. Format cell with this. No, come on. Okay, let me do one thing. Let's park this question because it's taking too much time. Okay, for the date, let me work on this and we'll guide you in our next session. Let me, take you to the next problem, which is a kind of much simpler problem, and we need to learn basically all these things plus the presentation skill. Okay, does that make sense? With wasting your time, let me take you to the next session and find out this correct formatted Excel. I need to find it for the Windows, then I need to find it for the American way of date, which talks about a month, day, and year, right? And here you can see there are a good number of things coming in English and coming in North American way. Okay, is that fine with everybody? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it fine with me if I come back to you on our next session and we'll try to find out the best possible day to represent date?
Sure.
We are
Yes.
extracting the data, only I think the problem is in the representation. Okay, so let me start with a new exercise where the life is much easier. Okay, so let me stop share. Let me share my new Excel sheet, and this is what I shared yesterday, means Indian yesterday, or in the morning of yours. Okay, now as you can see, it's a kind of movie database, and we're going to solve these let's say first six challenges as of today. That's what I believe time will time that much time we'll have. Okay, so let's go ahead. Now, and I'll delete these instruction set because I believe you all have instructions, right? Could you see my Excel practice Excel sheet on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let's try to make it more good looking, or try to find a standard way of what you can say representing this sheet in a good manner first, so that even we can understand by observing. Here the data is pretty much clear. Most of the time, more than 95%, you'll get data like this, not this one. So you'll get some data like this emailed to you or given to you. Here what we have some movie names, we have some genre, we have some month, and we have some numbers. And as the data whoever supplied to you tells you, these are the movie distribution dollar values. Okay, there are some values, some details which are given to you by either email or by the person who is going to give you the Excel sheet. If you have any further questions, you can ask him or her. That might be your manager, that might be your reporting officer, or that might be your client. So something like that, right? So here what we are trying to do, we are trying to basically find a good understanding of this Excel sheet first. And that's how we can basically collaborate with these manager, reporting officer, or client, whoever given this data. And then we'll understand what needs to be done. So he said we need to understand which is the topmost distributor or topmost earning I have with the movie, and so on and so forth. So here we are trying to basically understand and format it first, so that we can understand what all these reflects. Okay, so let's start with overall changing the understanding of what's what. Here this is my header row. What is a header row? Where it describes the column, and these are the category of category or types as we have understood first. So here what I'll do, I'll format it in terms of making it a bit center, so that, oh come on, this zoom, pardon me for that. So here I have centered it out. Then I make it bold, and I'll basically increase text size as well, so that it can basically represent me a different difference than data. I can observe and understand this, right? So here we have Batman, Forever, Independence Day. These are names of the movie, and these are as the data supplier have told me, these are the dollar figures. So what I'll do, I'll change the format to currency. If I don't want the delimiters decimal place, I'll say 0, and rather than rupee here, I'll go to US dollar. So here, come on, United States dollar, I'll say okay. Now these are all my dollar figure, right? Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to understand. Now there's a bit of this hash sign, which means the width is not correct. So I'll increase the width here, and with the dollar sign, the width is a bit more, right? And then I'll add something like totals. What do you mean by totals? I'm just trying to understand how much total revenue I got, whatever calculation I have. I'll try to understand how these things are looking for, let's say, my business in terms of total spending, total earning, whatever it may be. Now how do you do total? There's a way of clicking this summation sign, and this is what you can call sum symbol, sigma, as many says. And if you click on this, it basically selects all these dollar amount except the header row, and that's fine. And I'll just press enter, and as you can see, again I need to have some more column space, right? I can select multiple columns, and I can increase the space in a proportion. Okay, otherwise what I can do, I can use a function called sum, sum, and then I need to give cell value, first cell value till second cell value. The last cell value is D16. So let's start with the first cell value. So my first cell value is D2. Could you see here? So D2 until I want comma till I want D16, D17 rather, and I'll complete the curly brace and press enter. Is it correct? No. Something gone wrong. And this is a similar way, right? So they are not using comma, they are using semicolon here. So here I'll go semicolon and I'll press enter. No, they are using semicolon or colon. They are using colon. Colon is this and then enter. Okay, now it's a total, I believe. How we can check? You can select those number of cell. This is a small, that's why you can do it. These are just the 17 row, but normally see, and now you can see the total here, and you can check the total here and here. It's the same thing. The count of row is 16. It gives you average also. Okay, that's the basic functionality of Excel, and I can just stretch this thing out till my last column. Similar way, if I want to do total on this side as well, total for a given movie, this is total for a month. Could you understand? This is a month, July 21, August 21, and so on and so forth. But if I want a total in terms of depend on a revenue wise, so I'll again click here summation and I'll press enter. Just make sure it's selecting from the first column. So first column, a colon, until last column, and then I'll press enter, and I'll just basically copy this thing downwards. Oh, come on, no, again, and to pull it down a bit more. Okay, and I the last one as well, so that I get the total this way or that way. Okay, this should be equated to this one. Come on. So this is the total number I have seen. So if somebody asks me what is the total number per month or per genre or per month or per movie, I could be able to tell in terms of those answers to this thing. I'll label this thing TO. Oh, come on. TOTAL. Total. And again, I'll use these format. See, there's a brush sign called format painter. This format painter copies the style for you. Similarly, here also, this is also total. So I'll say TOTAL. And also use these things, use the same style for this thing. And I can use the same style for these numbers also, so that they are represented differently than the actual data, whatever I am seeing. Come on, what's wrong with this? No. Oh, come on. Otherwise, I'll just, it's taking the format in terms of the slides from, it's taking the format as an date format. Sorry, Control Y, and I'll do it bold. Okay, same thing for this guy. I'll just increase this 2 times and I'll bold it out. So that's my total figure I have access. Now let me go back to the whatever I have whatever I have basically is anybody waiting? No. Okay, whatever I have collected in terms of those okay, let me save this file again, so that save as, and I'll save it at the same folder, and I'll say I'll just give him a different name. Let's say 2nd Feb 23. Oh, come on. And then I'll open my original file as well, so that come on, not this one. I'll say don't save. I'll go to now. Yes, come on. Yes, here I just want to focus on what all things we need to do. Create column and row totals, create average, mean and maximum value. Okay, now let's start with the average. And this is the function which we're going to use quite a few times in our day-to-day life at our working as a data scientist. AVG REGE. Okay, let me check out the spelling. AVERAGE. 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 So this is my average column. and I'll do the same thing so that my column is in line with this overall scenario. Now here average. Now how do you do average? Average is basically actual sum of the totals divided by number of numbers you have on your selection. So here I want to do an average of income from the movie Batman Forever. So what I'll do, I'll say equal to, I can do it the mathematical way. I'll equal to, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, and I need to add these things, right? So okay, not this way, so I need to do sum first, or I have sum, right? I have sum total here. So what I'll do sum, I'll do this one, and the number of elements 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So there are divided by, that's a slash and 7 and enter, or I can use average function here. So equal to AVG, that's my function for average, and I'll do curly brace, and I'll select this value again the same way, and I'll complete my this thing. Okay. C2 to C12. Okay. And now it has changed the format because the average function doesn't carry the format, so I might have to give the same format as in select format cell. It's a currency with a 2, and rather than the rupees I have dollar, right? American dollar, so English United States. I'm using an Indian Excel version, and that's why I'm getting these challenges of these dollar figure. Everybody got how to calculate average? Anybody have any questions on these?
I have a question.
Go ahead, ma'am.
When you put it like 3,02106, what's that? 32,2106. Yeah.
This is the average. We did it. If I click here, you can see the total divided by number of item is my average. Do you
So
know what I mean by
you
average,
got, you got J2, right?
Yes.
Equal J2. Okay. J2.
Yeah, J is my column. Second is my data place. This is J2. Sorry, this is the J2. This is the total, right? And I'm dividing it by 7. This is the average function. This is the way you calculate average in your mathematical, mathematical way. That's the standard way of calculating average.
Okay.
And this might you have learned in your 4th or 5th standard, I believe.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
and then L column is same thing, right?
Come again, ma'am.
L column L.
So there's no L, madam, here. It's a J.
No, column L, you just total it, right? That 3,02106 also.
No, I have did it the functional way. Means there are function in Excel which can do this for you. So here,
okay,
function for Excel, right? I can click here and I can do, I can press F1. Function and, oh, come on, this laptop, F1. Now it will give me help on average function. I don't know, something gone wrong.
okay.
Or if I do function here, come on, function F1. Okay, there's some problem with my help, I believe. You can try it on your laptop or this thing, and you can able to work it out. Or I can go to help. I can go to help. There's still some problem with this Excel help with my Excel. But you can go to the browser. Let me take you to the browser. Where is my browser? Oh, come on. Okay, here. And I'll close all these things. Here, EXCEL, help on AVERAGE, average, and then you'll get this help, right? Support at Microsoft.com, and you can basically go here. They even have a video for you. Okay, forget about supporting. So this video will tell you how the average function helps you out. So there's average and there's averages. So average function, we said average, A1 to A2, A20, there we are using C, right? So depending upon, it's a arithmetic mean of arguments. For example, please have a look at these things, okay? And I'll paste this thing in our WhatsApp group so that you can have a look at this thing whenever you have a time. Okay, so let me paste this thing here. Okay, so you can have a look at that page itself. Anybody else have any question on these? Oh, come on, which one? Yes, this one. Anybody else have any problem in understanding how you calculate average? If you look at the knowledge base, if you have access to a knowledge base, there's one class where I have explained average, come on, there are 3 functions: average, mean, median, mode. Okay, in depth. But here I'm trying to give you a more of hands-on practice than a theoretical practice. Let me share that link with you again so that you can have a look at that detailed class where I have explained mean, median, mode, and average. Okay. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, sure, no problem. So here average, and then what else? We are going to do average, mean. Then we'll find mean. Similarly, there's a minimum and then there's a maximum. How do you find minimum? Now minimum across these row, right? So here I can use a function called minimum, and I can similarly pass out these rows and press enter. So here this is my 259 is my the minimum income for this movie in July 21 was the minimum income. And similarly, okay, to copy this thing, I'll just drag this square and I'll make till, oh come on, and I'll make till the last row. And this similarly I can do for minimum as well. Come on. And similarly I can do for the max. Same max is the function max, and you can select the number to number. Now I need to increase the value. I'll click here, and now, oh come on. Now why these are important? What do you mean by average? If somebody asks me, so what is your average income for, let's say, the first movie, or the movie called, oh come on, the movie called Batman Forever, and that's the average income. So overall, if you take the average of these 1 2 3 4 5 7 figures, this is how you calculate figure this thing. And when you talk about minimum, so what's the minimum income you got from this movie, and then you can relate to the month as well. So July 21st was my minimum income for the first movie. Okay, let me move here. Let me reduce this column a bit if I can. Okay, and then similar way, the minimum these things, and maximum oh, come on, not home, this one, and I need to do this one. I need to format the style, so I need to maintain a single style. Most of the people, they can change the background color as well. I'll just reduce a bit of visibility of these things so I can see the complete Excel sheet. Okay, now how to change the background? You go here, you select whatever background you like. Similarly, here also you can select the background you like. You can select different background as well. Depending upon thought process or presentation skill, you need to have these things. So in terms of movies, in terms of averages, in terms of minimum income and maximum income, or minimum revenue generated or maximum revenue generated, you can basically have a look at these the numbers as per the business requirement, business results. Does that make sense? Anybody have any confusion on these? I'll take it as a no. Now let me, check it out. When you had these, I'll share the another Excel sheet. When you had this Excel sheet given to you, could you see the challenge in terms of understanding the data, what's not? You couldn't understand, or you couldn't make a head and tail of it. But when you look at these, Excel sheet, which we have formatted, it gives you a clear input of how you can see in terms of the relevance to the data. Now if I want to display these many data, like if the management have asked me find out the average, mean and max in terms of related movies for this given 7 figure in terms of the revenue. Okay, so what I'll do, I can hide this column. Now let's try to talk it from the presentation perspective. So I'll select these things. I can hide this column. When I right click, there's a button called hide. Could you see the hide in the context menu? This is what we normally call context menu. So when I select column and when I do a right click, there's something called hide here. Now this is the actual average, mean, max, what I need to present it to the reporting officer or a client. So what I'll do, I'll select these much Excel sheet here, or this much data figure here. I'll say copy. Okay, and I'll open a kind of new presentation. I'll open new blank let me showcase that also to you. Yes, so I'll open a new blank PowerPoint presentation. I'll add a slide. This could be your title slide, and here I'll basically just do Control V, and this is what I got. Only the challenge here, we lost the formatting. So when you say right click and there's a paste option, use destination style, use keep source formatting, right? And these are the different options, embedded. Then these are the different options available, and you can choose either one of them as per your need. So here I've added a new slide. I've selected a context, and then I'll say I'll click right in one of the these things, and I'll go to paste, and I want to paste with the formatting. I want to paste with embedded. What is embedded and formatting difference? Embedded means if I change anything in Excel, these presentation also get changed. But many organizations have some security that you can have embedded in your presentation, because then you'll go and check for the respective Excel sheet for updation. So that's why we normally paste it with the source formatting, and then you can increase the size to the fullest in terms of your visual viewport is allowed to you. And then, well, you can delete these one also before doing anything, so that you don't have to worry about these lines coming to you. And here I can increase my font size as well, and this is a common font for the complete Excel sheet. So here I go here, and rather than 11 plus, I'll say let's try with the 15 first. Yeah, 15 works just fine, right? So 15. Now is it readable to you? Could you read these things?
Yes.
And whenever you present to the top office bosses or the client, you can present it like this. For a Batman Forever movie, we have earned 22K, this figure as in total. The average was this, the minimum was this, and maximum was this. Okay, now one more thing. Okay, I'll take back to the Excel sheet, and we try to find out how we can understand in terms of what's the maximum earning picture or maximum earning movie for me, right? So how do I do that? Now there's a function called adding filters to this Excel sheet. So what I'll do, I'll just select the topmost header row, and if you go on top, this is like adding a filter. So if I click this thing, it will give me sort A to Z, sort Z to A, and custom sort or a filter. So if I add just the filter to it, I'll come to these three functionality, but I'll tell you how to add filters to your Excel sheet. I'll add filter here. Now, could you see there are some triangles got represented in every column? Could you see here?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Now here what I need to do, I want to find out the maximum revenue earner as far as this movie goes. So what I'll do, in the total, average minimum max is pre-calculated. So in the total, what I'll do, I'll click here and I'll sort them from smallest to largest, or largest to smallest. What I want the top earner, right? So I'll do largest to smallest. Are you with me? And I'll click on these.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Could you see how these things are deferred? Could you see there are changes, right? In terms of the sequence of columns. But
Yes.
again, there are challenges in terms of this total figure. It's troubling me. So what I'll do a Control Z here. I'll remove the total figure. Okay, just bear with me and I'll then tell you how you can add this again. Now here, now I'll again sort average. I want to have the top earner or the smallest earner, largest to smallest, which give you the correct figures. Now here, this is my largest income generator called Transformer Revenge of the Fallen. This movie was the top earner, which earned 75K plus revenue. The Finding Nemo, another animation movie, earned 45K. And then the least earner was just 8,000, Toy Story 3. Again, these are not the exact figure which you which you can use, but these are kind of depiction of number to understand how we can present it to the management. And if they ask what are the top 3 earners, these are my top 3 earners, and I can change the background color, or I can copy paste first here in in my presentation. Control copy, and I'll go to the presentation again. Where's that? Come on. Yes, here I'll add another slide. Depending on your presentation, you can add as many slides as you want, right? And here I'll delete these things and I'll paste with the source formatting. I'll increase this thing in terms of size and shape so that it could be presented where. And here also I can change the background color. So to sorry, wrong click. So here what I'll do, I'll select the first 3 rows of the top earners. If the client or the manager asking me to have a top 3 earners from these data, I'll say insert and home. I'll change the background color of these things to, come on, there are pretty less options. This is not the right way. Design, not design. Here you can use this thing, but this will only change. Okay, this is not working right, so I can change the format shape. I'll go to the table and I'll fill it with some solid fill, whatever color of your choice. Now, could you see the difference between this fill? I've chosen some light color here, and I'll say, I'll close this thing. Could you see the different of colors here? If I choose this one, insert, and this is a character or text highlight color, and that's the whatever I choose is a fill color, shape fill color. Okay, and that's how these things are different. If I want to check out again, I can basically change the character size by going here, and I'll say I'll say 15 here, so that it can be clearly visible to everybody. And this is how I can basically deduce from the data given to me. And this is how you normally do in your day-to-day job as a data analyst. How do you calculate the data, rearrange the data, represent the data, and then basically present it in a what you can say, good looking presentation slides with your with your basically comments in terms of I can add a new slide. I can call it as a results results, or deductions, whatever your reporting officer have asked you, and then I can say the top EARNERMOVIE is, which is one. If I can't remember, I'll go here and I can select these things. Oh, come on. Control C, or no, come on. Right click, copy. I'll put into inverted commas. Okay. The MOVIE, movie, EARNERN, earned us how many dollars? So I'll just copy the dollar value here. Earned us the total income of, come on, I need to select it out. I'll say copy and go here. I'll paste it out. This many, and I can have a dollar symbol or format it whatever you want, right? And this way, these are the results, these are the deduction which business wants from a data analysis. And that's how we normally progressively work as a data analyst in terms of finding out the right result for whatever data you are given to it. Most of the time you can ask to the reporting officer if you couldn't get a really required data from whatever the data are given to you, and then the other reporting officer can give you the correct data set thereafter. Okay, does that make sense? Anybody have any problem in understanding?
No, I
Sir,
have a quick question.
you're making that PowerPoint as like a Microsoft Office. How are you getting those slides? I just missed that part. The first
Come
one.
again. Okay.
When you went Excel and how you making 1, 2, 3,
Sure,
4.
no problem, no problem, ma'am. I'll close this slide. I'll say don't save. Okay, now I'll go again, right? What I'm doing, I'm starting my PowerPoint new file. Okay, so when you start PowerPoint new file, give me a minute. What can you see on my screen?
Nothing.
Nothing, just a blank.
Need to go to Zoom. Okay, and I'll share that PowerPoint. When you start your point, you'll see some screen like this. So there are a home, new, open, right?
I have a question. This is my first class. Actually, I missed some classes. So where should I go to get the previous classes video and today's?
Madam, have you shared your Gmail ID with me?
Oh, I will know where I have to share the
Okay.
Gmail ID.
Yeah, in the WhatsApp. Yeah, in the WhatsApp group, please type your Gmail ID so that I can share all the recordings we have till date with you, plus some more details like interview help or learning certain things from other trainers on the YouTube as well. Okay. So please,
sure.
share your Gmail ID.
So the
I'll add you
data
to that.
analysis training group, right?
Not the training group, the data analyst group, ma'am, where you got the link to join class. Please paste your Gmail ID there. Please type your Gmail ID there, and after the class, within some time, I'll give you access, and you'll get an email saying.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so that's the way, and you'll have a look at the previous recording, and even I'll release this recording in some time, in some hours. Okay.
Sure. Thank you. Got it. Yeah.
Great. Anybody else have any question?
Yeah. And I was about to ask you one thing. In that report, you had showed that what is the average ticket sale of each and every movie? What is the minimum amount of each and every movie? What is the maximum amount? If in the report, if I'm supposed to give which month of that year was the minimum sales and which month of the year was the maximum sales of each movie, because they wanted to, based on that, they wanted to predict like these kind of movies, the ticket sales of this month will be low or something like that. If they wanted to predict the month.
Right.
And they wanted to.
That's a kind of, lookup functionality, which we're going to see in our next session.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Because yes, you're right. And that's a, normal kind of questions which can be asked, which can be, asked in terms of present these things. Okay. So yes, we are going to do it. Okay. In a step-by-step gradual manner. Anybody else have any question? Okay, let me show you, as the ma'am have asked, how you can present it in an Excel sheet again. So I'll start with a blank presentation, and I'll give here, data analyst analyst, presentation or results, or whatever, or whatever. Then you can have your own name, my name, and everything. And then you basically want to present it here, right? So I'll say new slide, or even I have a great number of designs available here. If I go into the what you can say, if I go into the this design menu, and I have these different design options for me, I can choose any one of them, and it will get changed as per the different, different slides available, different background style, effects, fonts, and everything, right? So play around with it with the Microsoft PowerPoint. Okay, and this is how I got a new slide. But I want to represent data first. So what I'll do, I'll delete these things, and I can't delete this thing because it's a background. So let's not worry about that. So then what I'll say, I'll go back to my Excel sheet. Like this is the Excel sheet this is the Excel sheet I'm working on, and now I want to paste the complete Excel sheet there. So what I'll do, I'll select how much data I want to paste from this. I can select the number of rows and column as per my requirement, and then I'll do a copy here. I'll go to the presentation, and I'll right click, and then I can do a paste with the style, or paste with the source formatting, like the way I have formatted, right? And I'll click here. Now this has got pasted. Now it looks smaller, right? To extract it to a right size, I'll basically pull this corner and make it to the maximum size. Okay, and then here I'll do Control A, and I can go to the home and change the style. It said 10 plus, but I want, let's say 15, which is more readable, I believe. Let me try 17 as well. Again, depending upon your artistic talent, you can change the size and shape as you want. Now here we are looking at movie total average. If you don't want genre, you can delete this genre column as well. You can delete it here as well. So I'll select the column, right click, and I have to cut, I believe. Yeah, there's no delete here, but there's a cut option. So here I can paste the data according to the result wanted out of that data from my side, or I just want they just want the top 3 performing movie. So these are the these are the top 3. So I might highlight them by selecting the top 3 rows. I've selected top 3 rows. I'll click on the design, and I can either format the background, or basically I'll go to insert, I'll go to home, and have the row filled with the color I want in terms of to be highlighted. Well, this is not the real again, depends on your organizational policies and process. You choose the color for presentation and everything. And whenever you join a new organizations, the organizations will guide you what type of a standardization process we use for a particular data representation and everything. So there'll be a template. So there'll be a template of something like this presentation, which you'll open and then paste your data there. And if they want some inference, I can go and add a new slide, and I can find inference from the data. Okay, so sorry, no caps here. Okay.
So can we also use Google Apps like Google Sheets?
Yes, ma'am. Some of the client, they do use Google Apps as well. But same, if you go to Google Apps, let me open the Google Apps for you as well.
I mean, for data analysis, like what all we are doing on Microsoft Excel, why Microsoft Excel use the most for data analysis and why not Google Sheets?
Again, ma'am, Excel, okay, whenever you talk about Google Sheet, the internet is needed all the time. We do have those facilities now. But if you look at, something like, what you can say, something like, older people, they don't like to get connected every time with the internet. So what they do, they work on a disconnected mode. Or let's say if you are traveling from place A to place B, where the internet is a challenge, and these things do happen even in North America and Canada. So for that matter, normally we choose a software which don't use internet all the time, like even Office 365, right? That's a version of Office. Now here I can have many sheets created. Then I can have present new spreadsheet created. This is a new spreadsheet, how it looks to you. If I go back, you can have various different ways and means, like docs it's for the word, slides it for the presentation. So if I open slide, okay, now this will start with a new slide, and here I can present my I can whatever data we have copied, right? So I can paste it here as well. It's not got pasted very correctly. Let me try to no, it's just imported 2 columns, so that's another thing. Okay, so how I can solve this problem? Let me go back to my Excel sheet. This is my Excel sheet, right? There's another way to copy this thing. You can open your you can take a screenshot, or you can use something like a snipping tool. Could you see my snipping tool here? It's available in Windows 11. This is my Windows 11. And then I can see new, and I can select these things in terms of how much data I want. Now this will convert it to an image format. Okay, now I can't change the color and everything, and then I can copy this thing. I can go to the Google Sheet. With the Google Sheet, come on. Yes, here, and I can present my I can paste my image here. Now this image if I skew it out, it gets skewed in character and everything, but at least how you can use the data, or you can copy the data and paste it here as an image. I can rotate it vertically and all those things as well. So there are a number of facilities available in different software, different facilities. Okay, so as Excel is owned by Microsoft, this presentation is owned by Google, so there's a D-link between these two. Okay, and that's why you can't just use it like the paste it you use in Windows software or in the Microsoft software. Okay, and that's the challenge we have in terms of such what you can say, extracting or copying the data across the different softwares. Does that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. But for the interview, it is only Excel that will be asked, right? Formulas and everything.
Yes, ma'am. Mostly Excel. There could be 1 or 2 questions, and sometimes see, even interviewers, if he's confident with your Excel sheet, Excel skill, then he might go and ask other questions as well. Again, depending on the interviewer, depending on the situation, the requirement, the JD, these things do happen. We'll take care of such things in our mock interview also. We'll consider a JD, and we'll try to understand how can I cope up with those JD and the questions the interviewer might ask in this interview.
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer your question completely, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it's almost 9:30. Let's stop here. Prerna, ma'am, do you want to go ahead? Do you have anything to add to these, ma'am? Hello, Prerna, ma'am, could you hear me?
Yes, Ravindra. Sorry, I was talking on the mute. I'm so sorry. So all in all, Ravindra, I really found this session very interesting. Lot of hands-on practice, right? So I feel, I mean, that's what we are looking for, because tomorrow when all of you get placed and you're given some assignment or you're working on something, having this additional knowledge or having this upfront knowledge of Excel is going to be very helpful. So why don't we start with Harini about how she felt about today's session, and then she can nominate somebody else. Yeah. And by the way, really great efforts, Harini. We really like the way you're active, and it's a really great motivation for all of you guys. And by the way, before starting with you, I have some few announcements to make. Ravindraji, let us share the mock interview preparation planning that we have, right?
Yes. Let me open that presentation for
No,
you.
So now I'm just sharing what plan we have, and then as per their availability and interest, we can plan accordingly. So guys, as you know, there are so many companies coming in for the interviews, and there's so many openings are there in Guruschools for interview. So to get you started and to get you going for that, to prepare you for that, we will be starting with mock interview sessions. So basically, mock interview sessions means those are simulated interview sessions, which will be like actual interview that happens in corporate. We will have our videos on. We all will be dressed professionally in a decent setup with proper light, and it will be like an actual interview. Okay. The only difference and advantage is after the interview, see, me and Ravindraji will be there. I think Harini is preparing on those terms. Other people who all are interested, they are most welcome to join us. You can even join as an audience, or you can join as a group discussion. So you can come participate, and it will be a question round answer. It will be recorded for everybody's advantage. And then if you And if you are willing to attend that, after the session, see, we will have a proper session, like starting with, your introduction and what is the role, and question answers. And we will also provide you the questionnaire for the same. Okay. It's not that it will be all haywire. We will provide you some set of questions, and whatever will be asked, it will be a part and parcel of the sessions of the course, what we have taught you more or less. And then after the session, we will also give you the feedback. So why it is important? Feedback meaning me and Ravindraji will tell you what you did best, that where you really, outshine yourself and you were up to the mark, and this is what is expected. And then where you are supposed to improve further. It might be some topic, it might be some body language, it might be the way you are explaining. It can be anything and everything depending on the person. I have personally done this along with other trainers in different tracks, and the success rate is amazing. People who have been active in mock interviews or these mock sessions, they got actively placed. Okay. So they are placed, I think, for more than a year. I think now she's already earning a very good salary and settled in her job. We also helped her post joining for 6 months, and that was really helpful for her. So this is what we wanted to share, Ravindraji and myself. Please take advantage of it. We will also create a temporary separate group for mock interview preparation, where all the details about all the maybe YouTube videos or PDFs, questionnaires will be shared. But then please consider this as a serious activity. Just don't take it lightly. If you're focused, and as you know, HRs are sharing so many JDs in the group, there are opportunities, guys. So take due advantage of it. This is the time. If you crack it, and then it's just that you'll get placed, and that is what we want, right? So very short distance, we have almost reached towards our destination. So please feel free, and if you have any doubts in this, reach out to me and Ravindraji anytime. We'll explain you. But as of now, this is our plan from the placement point of view. Any doubts on this as of now? Anybody? You can share later also, but if you have upfront any doubts, please, you can ask.
So when will this be, when will the session start?
Generally, see, these are not sessions. These are generally fortnightly sessions we take on a weekend, preferably your Sunday, your Saturday morning or our Saturday morning. We keep it in the morning time, so you can have your entire day free. So this will be like a 1.5 hour session. Actual interview will not be that long, but first you joining and setting up, and we have this proper recording. So we setting up the environment, and then starting the question, and after the question the feedback, and sometimes there is a group discussion also, like instead of one person 2-3 people join. So we ask everybody questions, and we kind of give a that kind of feedback, that how you did well. Or if somebody wants to have an exclusive interview, see, having an exclusive interview is going to really help you, because that is how you'll actually have the interview. Generally at this level, GDs are generally for beginners level, but still we encourage, because if you feel that you are not that ready, or you just want to get a feel of the entire session, then we'll encourage. But I will and also as an audience, you can join. You can just come and see the live recording, be there in the recording, be a part of it, and give your suggestions or ask questions if you want to towards the end. So if you guys are ready, today we are at Thursday, maybe this weekend might be too soon. So we can have kind of this kind of session maybe next weekend. It basically requires at least 1 or 2 serious people who are ready to come. And for that, you'll also have to prepare, right? Along with this session, some typical question answers like, tell me about yourself, where do you see yourself, what is your background, and why this profile, whatever it is, we will prepare you for that as well. So but before that, we need your confirmation that yes, I'm interested and I want to. And this is, by the way, add and above, as you must
Very
have
much,
added. Yeah,
very much interested, and this will help.
great.
You. Thanks.
This will help. I mean, I'll tell you, Raja, this is the key. As in, oh no, it's just like giving the mock exams for this before the finals. So you know that how you do well, and where you have to, And this also gives you a sense of confidence, because you talk in front of us. Though we are your trainer, we are on your side, but then we want you to be prepared for any kind of scenario and any kind of questions. And actual interviews are generally easier, if you ask me, because here we really want you to get prepared. So we might ask you some other scenario, and it will be all connected. And we also edit the video, so don't worry. It's not that if something is very funny, or if something is not going but as per the track, it will be published. No, we have proper edit thing. So whatever is useful for everyone, for the entire audience, wide audience, we put that on the. And by the way, having these videos on Guruschools channels itself is like your own marketing. So the HRs from all the MNCs, all the other companies come and see, oh my God, this candidate is ready. The way you are answering, the way you are dressed up, the way you are present. So I will recommend, please take advantage. Yeah.
They call it video interview most of the time. And if you submit video interview proactively to some client, as we've seen in the past, it does help. So that in case they really like your confidence in those repetitive questions, like tell me about yourself, tell me about your current work, and so on. So these are quite repetitive questions, like tell me about your data analysis, process you follow, steps you follow. If you know these, if you just give the answer of these 3 things whenever we discuss, that video can be published as your video resume. And anybody and everybody can have a look at it, because we publish in a YouTube. You can also send the YouTube link in your profile as well, saying this is, please have me talking about, these repetitive questions, so we don't waste too much time. And believe me, it does help in the long run. And this is basically a kind of final stage where you are just crossing the barrier called interview and starting with the job, something like that. So I believe you got a good idea, right? Madam, please continue.
But ma'am, I have a question. We don't have to wait for like class finish, like all 8 weeks class. We can just go ahead and
see, it is a simultaneous process, because Rasi, by the way, for this, first of all, is all of your CV prepared already, or you're still working on it, or haven't started? Because that's a mandate.
Yeah, it started yet.
Yeah, so please, so that's also one mandate. I think Harini is almost through that. She's already working on that, because see, this is what happens when you're active and you're connected with us, so we understand where you are. So first of all, I'll encourage, I think today also we'll have a session, RRP sessions. Please join them, or it might have been done maybe right now. So please watch the recording if there is any, or please attend the Tuesday session and get your CV prepared and approved by Dev sir first. Okay, that's the first thing. He has to approve your CV, and then he will ultimately tell you to get it reviewed from your trainers, that is me and Ravindraji. So this is the first step. So, and having your CV ready is like half work done, because your CV speaks for yourself. So please prepare your CV. If you have not, if you have prepared, you are almost there, then start preparing for the questionnaire. I will share you the BA question. Sir will share you the data analysis question. And then, we can share some reference videos, and please feel free to explore. Now we are, as a trainer, we are not sure what area you want to focus more on. So you have YouTube, you have Guruschools channel, you have other videos. We will share some of the other videos also, and you can just explore, because this is what I have done. Even as a professional or as a trainer, we still do. We refer some other good videos. You never know what might click you and what might get you started. So self-study is the key, along with our guidance, and we are there for you 24/7. You know that. Only during India night hours, we are not responding. Otherwise, we are always available on WhatsApp, right? So I think this much information is good to get started. So if nobody has any doubts, I'll request Harini to share her feedback for today's session, and also nominate someone for the feedback. Yeah, Harini, over to you.
I have a question first. I'll start off with the question. I'll finish up the question, then I'll start. So the question is there anything like a sign-up sheet or something? Because I want to get my resume approved by Mr. Dev. So I could Tuesday.
So you can be a part of the RRP session and request him to do that, and share across to him, maybe on the mail or WhatsApp. I'm not sure how he checks.
No, so because when I spoke to him when I was in the meeting, and he said that the only way is I have to join the RRP. I wasn't the RRP, but that day there were many people already who was in the queue.
Yes, because all of them are there. That's fine, just be there, or check with your HR, or I'll also check. I think you're supposed to mail them, because this is how they keep their track, because his WhatsApp I've seen is always flooded, so it's very tough to get on WhatsApp. So better you send a mail to our email ID. Ravindraji, will you please share? I think it's hr@guruschools.com. If not, I'll share again the different one. So you can share and you can request him. But that is one important step. See what happens. Dev sir just continuously be in touch with the industry. Last week, I think he was in back-to-back seminars. He couldn't even sleep, because I spoke to him. He had such a strict schedule, and it was really very helpful. So we get a lot of understanding of market requirements and where there are openings and how to go ahead. So he can tell you how to tweak your CV very well, right? And then as per his tweaking, then we as a trainer, we tell you what all keywords you should have, how you should explain. And by the way, in that mock interview, we also tell you that how you have to talk about your CV. It's not only having the CV, but how you explain and how you should highlight your strengths, and how you can, keep aside some of the points which you might not be that comfortable at the beginning. So that.
Okay.
So does this answer your question? Please be a part of RRP sessions, and after that also send your CV to the mail ID, mentioning that I've already prepared. And it also mentioned that I'm looking forward to join mock interview sessions. So for that, as per our trainers, Ravindraji and Prernaji, this is the first step. So request. So he'll also know, right? You're so focused, because I know the kind of emails he get. I wonder how he keeps it normal. But yeah, it's crazy. The amount of inflow is crazy. Yeah.
Okay, I will immediately email him. Okay.
Sure. Great. Thank you, Harini. I really like this promptness and activeness in you. We normally give your example in some other batches also, because see, this is what happens, when you are working on yourself, that motivation is already there. You don't need somebody to pump you up. So thank you. Yeah. So today's session's feedback, please.
It was hands-on. And yes, there were a lot of functions that was taught, like though we had to learn a little bit more on flash fill. Mostly it was good. It was hands-on, and your information was also helpful.
Thank you so much. Will you please nominate somebody else?
Neha?
Yeah.
Yeah, Neha, over to you.
Yeah, it was really good, engaging, interactive, and yeah, information is also too beneficial for us. So yeah, now we are looking forward and like ready to put all our effort more. Hello.
Yeah, could you
Hello.
please nominate somebody?
Yeah. Mm, Jaya.
Yeah.
Thank
Jaya, could
you,
you?
Neha. This session is really good. So today we'll learn more extra hands-on, and we'll learn a little bit extra about the flash fill. It's really good. Yeah, I would like to nominate Srivalli.
Hi, thank you. The session is very clear and detailed. The practice session is more helpful for us. Thank you.
Yeah, could you please nominate somebody, ma'am?
Sure. Rita Verma.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I learned a lot, like, regarding the minimum, maximum, and the average value, and especially that slide, how you can create the PowerPoint. So it was really helpful for me. But I had a question, Ganda Prerna madam. I have a finance analyst experience in my
Could you speak a
LinkedIn
bit louder,
almost
madam?
5 years.
Madam, could you speak a bit louder?
Yes, I have
Huh.
a question regarding like resume.
Uh-huh.
I have LinkedIn, but like LinkedIn already since almost 7 years, and
Uh-huh.
I'm more like a finance analyst person, right?
Uh-huh.
So when I'm gonna be create the new LinkedIn, how I'm gonna do 500 plus, or I can use Sam LinkedIn.
Could you update your LinkedIn as per the new requirement mentioning you're working on data analytical job for so many years and so on and so forth as per suggested by these in the RRRP sessions. Could you do that, ma'am? Could you update your older LinkedIn profile?
Yeah, but the things is connection, right? I have a still connection going on for my previous employer, and right, so they can
Mhm.
see right after that. So I was
So does it
doing
really
the link.
matter? Means if they see those changes or something, or you can create a new ID. Means if you feel really awkward about changing that LinkedIn, use different email and you can have another LinkedIn created. But yes, you need to then get the so many connections before we actually start marketing your profile. This might take a couple of weeks. Yeah, as you can see in your group as well, right? Many of the connection requests are there. You have to do something like that with your HR coordinator, which basically will make sure you have 500 plus connection. Choose whatever options is comfortable to you, ma'am.
Okay, then after that, when I start my new resume, who
Uh-huh.
will start it with HR, or I have to do or start to write it down my resume?
I couldn't understand what the question was, ma'am.
My
You have to,
question is like after when I send to HR for my LinkedIn, right? And
uh-huh.
then my do I have to attach the resume? Do I have to
No,
make
no, no,
it
ma'am.
any?
The LinkedIn profile itself is a resume, right? It's your
Okay,
profile and it's in
okay,
sync with whatever your current thought process is.
okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Please, have you given your feedback? Yes. Please nominate somebody.
Jaya, you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, already I'm done.
We have Angirat, we have Neha ma'am. Is Neha ma'am done? I don't know. We have
Vaishali?
Vaishali ma'am. Yeah, she.
Yeah. Yeah. Done.
Vaishali, you done also?
Vaishali is not done.
Okay, I
Yeah.
nominate Vaishali.
Vaishali ma'am, please go ahead.
Thank you. Today's session was really good. It was interactive, and I like the way we did the hands-on experience. So I like today's session. But I have a question regarding resume.
Go ahead,
So
ma'am.
I started working from last year. So how should I show my experience as a data analyst?
Yes, ma'am. The best people to answer you this, the in the RRRP session, they will guide you on each and every of such steps, like, how you can basically build those job profiles, how you can basically try to portray yourself as a business, data analyst, and so on and so forth. So rather than me asking a question, me answering the question, it's best this RRRP session will guide you in every bit of its in the nook and corner as well.
Okay. I'll attend the RRRP sessions, but the problem is that time I'm in the office and I
in the
can't
evening,
take out.
they have 2 sessions, I believe. One is 2 p.m. and the other is 7 p.m. Could you join the
7 p.m.? Yeah, 7
do
p.m.
have 7
Eastern
one
time.
also.
So that is 4 p.m. in Pacific time. So 4 p.m. I'm in the office. So that way it is little difficult to attend most of the RRRP sessions.
I think they have a tomorrow also 7 o'clock. There one is 2 o'clock, one is 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock it's Eastern time. So it's Pacific time at that time is 4 o'clock.
Could you?
Where are you?
I'm in San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, because
Right.
mine is like 7 here and they have a like, 6 o'clock here.
It's 4 p.m. PST.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you please check with the HR coordinator how we can, get it worked it out? They might have some weekend session planned sometimes for such cases. Means someone who couldn't join, they normally, try to have extra sessions on weekend as well.
I think they have a one weekends also. I remember they have one.
Yeah, I couldn't recall the exact time and days. That's why I'm saying.
So
please,
usually on weekends when they cancel one of the session during the week, they conduct it on weekend.
That might be a strange incident, ma'am. Check with your coordinator, and he or she will give you the exact detailed answer.
Okay, I will check with her.
Sure.
Thank you.
Most
and
welcome.
I'm interested in those interview sessions.
Yes, definitely. And we'll do it in a few days. As Prerna ma'am have said, we create another separate a group in WhatsApp, and then we'll add all those interested people where we start sharing all these previously frequently asked questions and everything.
Sure. And even though my resume is not ready yet or my connections are not done, I'm still interested in attending those interview sessions as audience. That is also fine.
Yeah,
Initially, I will start as audience, but later on I will participate in interview sessions.
Definitely.
Like,
even if during work hours, if you can spare a good number of minutes, you can join the session. If you're not speaking, that's fine as well. Means you can be a good listener, you can be a good
and
learner.
if it is on you said it will be on weekends, so weekends anytime is fine. I can attend those on weekends.
Yeah, please check with your coordinator, ma'am, and he or she will guide you on that.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Have we done with everybody? Anybody left for the their feedback? Angirat sir, could you please go ahead, sir?
Yes.
Hello, Angirat sir, could you hear us? I believe he's not on his seat or something like that.
And I think also Shimu is remaining.
Yeah. Shimu ma'am, could you please go ahead?
Yes, actually, today I have the first session. Though it was so interactive, I enjoy it. I hope I will enjoy.
Sure, ma'am. Let me share that the previous recording links. You can go through these. There are only 3 sessions, so it'll take hardly 1.5 some 4 hours or so. Please go through them, and then during the weekend, then we can basically work on our latest sheets so that you can understand what all we are doing and all.
Yes, also I had some question I only got from Boishali and Rita. So same question. So I have some issue with the LinkedIn and also interview session. I just want to watch it. So I got those answers. So I'm not going to repeat this question. So far, this is good. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Okay, and that's why we have this group. We learn together, right? Please
Yeah,
do
yeah.
session your concern, difficulties, or all these things, so that we can learn together and we can grow together. Okay, so let me stop
Sure.
here, and let me discuss, continue the same thing in our next session. Okay, thanks a lot for your time. Have a good
Thank
night.
you very much. Good
Bye
night.
bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.